Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. Today is such an exciting day. This was something we planned to do and um, kind of just happened. I planned to do it, but I was going to take my time with it and it just kind of was now or never. So I'll put a picture in here or a clip in here. Last summer I took down a massive tree that I had, massive. And um, in that spot, there's a couple things I wanted to do with it. I wanted to put like a big greenhouse in there. I wanted to put an orchard. Both of those cost money that I didn't have. So I made what I call the movie pit. And I really like it because I can sit there, project movies onto the garage. I had a fire pit, tiki torches. It's a really cool area. I stand by that I love this area for this reason. I do think this movie pit is a fantastic idea. However, I have never used it. I just filled it at the end of last summer. Well, not the end, but like July, August of last summer. And when it's just me, I don't feel like dragging a whole electrical cord. Like I don't feel like dragging all the things to set that movie pit up. Um, and when I have friends over to do like a movie night or whatever, we end up just talking the whole time and not actually get into the movie. So I love the movie pit. I don't know that it's going to go anywhere right now. But what I really do want to put in there is an orchard. I do see just kind of an orchard going in there. However, I've gone back and forth with the orchard a bit. Part of it has been trees are a lot of money and this is not my forever house. So, and I honestly would like to move out of here within the next couple of years. So if I were to spend money to put in an orchard, I wouldn't recoup that money. And while I do have a vision for the space and I do like the idea of kind of getting this homestead set up for its next owner, I'm not in a place financially where I could spend the money on the orchard knowing that I'm not going to get that money back. I'm not there. So while I want to put an orchard in there, I wanted to buy a couple of fruit trees this year. It really kind of isn't at the top of my list. So a week ago, I looked on Etsy. I decided to look on Etsy just to price out their fruit trees. I did go to the big box stores, Home Depot and Lowe's, and looked at their fruit trees, and they're about $65 right now for a fruit tree, which is ridiculous. I think they used to be like $30, so I'm not sure why they were so expensive when I looked about a week and a half ago, or 2 weeks ago, whatever I looked. So I kind of quickly said, okay, well maybe the fruit tree option isn't going to happen this year. Until I went to Etsy, and Etsy, they got me. So I put in my cart these fruit trees. So these are fruit trees. You can barely see them with the light, but these are fruit trees with some nice sets of roots. So I picked out, these are my peaches. These are Alberta peach trees. And these ones back here are Honeycrisp apples. So, no, down. Run, down. Run, down. Run, down. So I found these trees. They're both dwarf trees, and you can see they're about 2 to 3 feet tall. But they're dwarf fruit trees. And they were packs of 2 for on sale for $36. And so I put them in my cart, and I'm like, I'm just gonna hold. I like to hold things in my cart until I have the money to buy them. So each pack was $36. So I'm like, I'm gonna hold them in my cart until I have the money to buy them. But coincidentally enough, funnily enough, that sale ended in 6 minutes. And in 6 minutes, these trees are gonna go back up to $60 a pair. So, being the good saver that I am, I saved myself $60. Look at that. It's like these trees are practically free. That's what I'm telling myself, at least. So, did I take the bait that Etsy gave me and buy the trees within those 6 minutes? Yes, obviously I did. Do I regret it? No, I do not. When I get my credit card statement, will I regret it? Possibly. But we're not going to focus on the negatives. We are going to focus on the positives. And we have our start of our orchard. feel bad for all of my family and friends because I rationalize everything this way. And it's a problem. But anywho, we're gonna focus on the positives. I have fruit trees and I'm so excited. So the plan, it's a very serious plan, and I think it's a smart plan because I think sometimes I'm a genius. I think right now I'm a genius. So these are fruit or are dwarf fruit trees, and they do look dead. They're dormant right now. I'm not at all concerned, and I can see like not buds, but I can see where buds are gonna be. Like, let me see if I can get close enough. Like right in here, like I can see where all of the buds will be. They are dormant, and that I have no doubt that these are gonna sprout. The reviews where I bought them from were also very good, so I feel pretty positive that these are not just, I did not just pay $30 for sticks. And they have really good root systems on them, so I'm feeling pretty good about these guys. But the idea behind it is, and I'm excited, the idea behind it is I'm going to plant them in pots. Now, I know for me the biggest thing is I need to water my pots. I don't water my pots enough. So we're going to do that. We're going to make a better commitment to water our pots, but we're going to grow these out in pots with the concept or the idea that once these guys, and honestly, I'm really proud of how big these guys look. I'm really impressed with how big they are. I didn't think they'd be quite this big, so I could 100% put them in the ground today. But I'm going to grow them out in pots for a little bit with the idea that, you know, in 2 to 3 years, when ideally is my end goal to be in a farm, I don't know where that money comes from. I don't know where that farm comes from, but a girl's got a dream. So we're going to move forward with the intent that somewhere along the lines I become rich and I can buy a farm. Don't know where that comes from, but again, we're thinking of the positives today. So I'm going to grow these guys out in pots. By the time they are big enough, hopefully I'm in a farm and I could just plant them in the farm or we're at my new house, if wherever that may be. And then I have fruit trees ready to go. So essentially I've gotten each of these fruit trees for $15, and I think that's a really good price. Especially considering I got they were $60 at Lowe's, and now at Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff, they are a bit bigger. They're probably like 5 feet tall. So, but that's okay. Like, I'm willing to put in the legwork for these trees, to put in the time to save myself that money. So we're just gonna baby these guys, and so we're just gonna baby these guys, get these guys hopefully grow nice and strong here, and we officially have a very small orchard, and that is exciting. So grow them out in pots with the hope of transferring them to a farm when I have a farm in a couple years, fingers crossed. Or if they do get to the point that they need to be planted into the ground, I'll just put them where the movie pit is, where I do envision an orchard, and it is what it is. At $15 a tree, it won't take so much to recoup the money that I spent on these guys. So that's at least better than buying them from the big box stores, buying them already like fully grown, ready to produce. So I am excited. I'm really excited. So I have these guys soaking in water. The directions said, I lost the directions. The directions said to soak in water no more than 12 hours. So it's about 2 o'clock right now. So I'm going to soak these in water just for a few hours, and then we're going to plant them into soil. So I need to go outside to make sure I have big enough pots. And I don't know where I want to go with them yet. I don't think, because they are dormant, I don't think it would hurt to put them outside. Let me see if I can find the directions. Hold on. Okay, so the directions actually do instruct you to put them in the ground. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pot them in a big pot, and I'm going to put them outside. And that way they're outside, they get the sunlight, and they should have everything they need to ripen back up. And like I said, I'm fully trust in these people that I got these roots from, or these trees from. They had really good reviews, and I don't think that they would sell sticks. But I don't know if you can actually tell. It kind of doesn't show up as much on camera. But yeah, oh, there it is. Yeah, it does. The stalk is still pretty green. There's still a lot of green in both of these trunks here. Not so much in the apple, but apple trunks aren't green, right? At all. The peach trunks have some greenness to them. The apples do not. But I think that's okay. So I'm just gonna let these guys soak for a few hours. I'm going to do some running, and then I'm gonna get these guys potted up. I need to make sure I mark these because they look pretty identical, about the same height. So I'm gonna make sure I mark these real good, and then we're gonna put these outside, and I'll keep you guys updated on their progress. I obviously am not expecting fruit from them for a couple of years, but they should bloom. They should flower, which would be really pretty. And you know what? Even if I'm not getting fruit from them yet, they're still an orchard. So I still have an orchard. And I think I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to stop staring at my trees. We'll be back in a few hours to uppot these guys. Okay, it is time to pot up our trees. I'm so excited. So I did keep them separate. These are my peach trees, and I'm going to make labels for them at some point, but not this second. So the peach trees are going in the mismatched buckets, and the apple trees are going in the red buckets. So when I inevitably don't make labels and forget what is what, someone remind me that there is a method to my madness. Okay. I got them all potted up. Now you will notice, like especially this one, he is not as full as he could be, and none of them are quite frankly as full as they should be. But that's going to be okay because tomorrow I am getting a big dump truck load of some good garden soil. So I'm going to top these off with that garden soil. I ran out of just regular potting mix, and what these two got was soil that's made for flowers. And so I'm not quite sure. I don't think they're not interchangeable, but I don't think I'm going to get the best quality results if I use flower soil that has fertilizer specific for flowers on apple trees. I don't think it'll necessarily hurt it, but I don't think it'll do any favors. So I also didn't want to really waste that flower mix because I know I have a whole bunch of flowers I'm going to be starting within the next 2 weeks. So I just got them as filled up as much as I can, just to kind of keep the roots covered for tonight, and then tomorrow morning when I get my soil delivery, I will top these bad puppies off. And they're going to live outside now. I'm going to make sure I water them. That's my biggest thing. I have to be good about watering them. But I'm going to make sure I water these guys, and I'm excited to watch these guys grow. I was talking to one of my girlfriends today, and she was asking if I was going to plant them in the movie pit area, and I really wanted to say yes. So I don't know if they're going to stay in pots all summer, or if I'm going to get a bee in my bonnet and decide I want to plant them in the movie pit area. I don't know, I guess we'll find out. But before I cut this off, I'll go show you what when I'm talking about when I say the movie pit area. I think it's really cool, and I think it's something that I would have maybe more success with if I had kids, because it could be a great thing to utilize with kids. Um, as such, I still think it's a great idea. I just don't use it that much. So before I wrap this up, I'll take you down there and show you that. But thanks for coming along with me as we got the start of our orchard, and I am so excited. I texted a lot of my friends and told them I got my orchard. It's 4 trees. I think it counts though. I'm not sure if there's like an actual number for how many trees actually qualifies as an orchard, but I'm gonna say 4 trees plus a fig tree. I'm gonna say that qualifies. And no one is as excited about it as I am, but that's to be expected, right? So we'll see what these guys do. Thank you guys for coming along, and I'll see you on the next one.